Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Red Flag series, where we'll be discussing red flags generally in relationships, in friendships, in marriages, in business, in work, so many things. Anywhere there's a red flag, we're here to tell you guys about it so that you can be aware. So, I have a guest here for you today. She's one of my oldest friends, I would like to say, but she'll be the one to introduce herself. So, let me give her the floor. Hello. Who are you? Tell them.
Hi everyone, my name is Hafsat Sani. I am a mother and entrepreneur, a wife, and a fashion designer.
Wait, you can't just have this platform and just say you're a fashion designer. Tell them more about your business. What do you do? What brings you money? How do you survive day to day in this Tinubu era? Tell
Okay,
them.
so I'm the creative director behind the clothing brand, The Cicada. Yes.
We're going to attach the link down below. So, you know that before, this is not an English speaking podcast. You can mix English and Hausa. Just be comfortable. Like me and you used to talk like normal. Yeah, what? So, Kinsanda, I used to do an episode on red flags on Instagram, right? And then Yakama Uta Komeka, a lot of backlash.
Yeah.
But then there were a lot of there is still a lot of feedback actually about it. People want me to continue. They enjoy it. So, tada, za muku YouTube about it. So, tell me, you are a wife. You married your friend, right? You have kids. You work. You have a business.
Yes.
Tell me some of the red flags to look out for if you are looking for a spouse right now in this time and age.
Okay. One red flag. The most
No
important,
one,
I think.
like 300 red flags.
Okay,
but
so I'm just going to be
start with one.
mentioning them. If the person is controlling, right?
What do you mean controlling?
That person thinks has to go their own way. When they
All
tell
the
you,
time?
Yes, it's always their own way or nowhere else.
So tsaya. Kenan idan za ta fita ta ce mishi zan je kaza zan je kaza. You feel like if a man demands that, it's a red flag?
No, but why isn't je kaza ba? If
Okay.
someone says, please update me when you're going out, that's okay.
What? But I feel like it might be caring too. It might not
That's what I
necessarily
said.
be a red
Don't
flag.
be extreme.
So when does it
Don't
become a
be
red flag?
extreme. When the person says, I have to give you permission, especially when
At
you're not
dating
even married to
stage.
the person, you're just dating that person, and then
Yeah.
that person will tell you that, oh, I have to tell you the events, even social events, even if it's your cousin's event, you will not go until I give you permission. No, I don't like this kind of event. Even if your parents have given you permission, then the person will now say no because maybe you're going to meet this person. Like controlling, there are people that are naturally controlling, and then they try to isolate you because telling you not to mingle with your friends. Sometimes abusers try to. Yes,
MOA
they
abusers
actually,
might
yes,
That's
they
the
isolate
first
you. They
issue.
isolate you and they make you leave your friends. You stop interacting with your family. They use excuses. Sometimes they'll tell you, oh, it's because this person has bad character. That's why I'm trying to isolate you from that person. But then when they are done isolating you and you've stopped interacting with those people that are basically your circle, eventually the
That's
abuse
when they
will
start
start. And then you,
exploiting-
you will not be able to
exploiting
go
you.
back and tell them that something is happening because you've already broken the relationship between you and that person. You're even embarrassed. You cannot go back to those people. Yeah. Most important red flag.
Kuma kin san a al'adar mu na in our culture, right?
Yes.
Kafin kai aure, there's this, once an yi tambaya, there's this kind of, the man automatically just starts acting like I na aure ki.
But still, akwai balance. It's not going to be an extreme thing.
Okay, wait. Me and you, we have a kind of non-conventional marriage. So I think we should not use our marriages as a yardstick.
Huh? Okay.
Let's use a typical Kano man. Banu Ngwale a Kano.
I don't know any. I know. I know Gauran Dutse.
Yawa. A Gauran Dutse.
Gauran Dutse.
Gauran Dutse.
Yeah.
Probably yana da shago a Kwari. Zai aure a yarinya, say a 16-year-old girl. You know that he will tell her, ai idan zaki fita nan wurin ki gaya min. Kuma sai na baki permission. You know that this is a norm.
It's
in
not
like
even the permission that is the issue, ko. It's the fact that that person will just say no without any valid reason. Kin gane? Irrespective of where you're going, that person will just say, oh, ban ga daman barin ki tafi ba za ki tafi ba. I don't know. Maybe kuma like abinda zaki je is important or it's something that is actually recommended. Maybe zaki je zumunci ne. Kawai sai mutumin sai ya tashi ya ce a ba zaki je ba. Ko maybe ana biki yan uwanku suna aure ko wata cousin ɗinki da you're very close to sai mutumin sai ya ce miki wai oh ni matata in na aure ta dama ba za ta rika zuwa biki ba saboda haka yanzu an yi gaisuwan mu ko da cousin ɗinki ce ko da a gidanku ta tashi ke ba za ki je event din ba. Kin gane irin wa'annan mutanen?
Kuma a lot of this actually happens in
Yana faruwa
Kuma
sosai.
a lot of women don't think it's a red flag because normally
Suna tunanin kamar so ne, but
faruwa.
anything that is
normally.
extreme, it's not good. Komai yana son balance, komai yana son like in za a yi tattaunawa ma. tattaunawa is very important. Come on, there's no room for you to explain to the person that, oh, this is why I'm going to this place. Oh, you've decided I'm not going. What are your reasons? Are those reasons valid? Kin gane? When they will just be like, it's authority. Ina ce ba za a je ba, I don't want to hear anything. Kin gane? Controlling. Aure shi ya kamata like
there's this
ana shawara. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. To kun daji. Number one reason that she gave is control. Control din kuma ba wai dan out of care ba. Like real control. Zai ce kakki fita for absolutely no reason, just so that he can exercise that. Na me be the man of the house. I'm the head of the household. So what other red flags can you tell them to watch out for?
Kamar wanda za su ce kulle za su yi, masu kulle ma fitan kaɗai ba kullen. Babu.
Let me cut you. Kin san I have an aunt da ake ma kullen nan. Wallahi, a whole year will come and go. This woman only go out like once.
Same. I had
to go as even hospital. Matan nan ba za ta je ba.
The way in the
I can't. I don't. How do you marry somebody and how do you agree to that in the first few weeks of your marriage? Because daga nan ne ai za ka yi laying foundation abinda zan dauka da abinda ba zan dauka. Na ce miki aunty na ne fa. Yayar mama ta ce. How is my mom not living that kind of lifestyle, but she agreed to
brainwash ni. Wallahi, mostly it's brainwash. Then if you hear like the person saying, oh, me zai sa namiji ya je asibiti da matan shi, or kisa akwai inda like ko da a ce matansu ba su da lafiya su ba za su iya kai matansu asibiti ba sai dai wata ta zo ta kai su. They think certain things aikin mata ne. The most important thing, if the person is not even kind. Red flags, people that are unkind. In kika zo na kika ga how that person treats people, ba wai ke ba, because sometimes idan ana soyayya, you never know who the person is. Kin gane? The most important thing is to see how that person treats other people. Kuma other people, and those people that have nothing to offer them. Kama maybe masu gadi, almajiri. How does that person behave towards those people? That tells you who the person is, because after aka aure, irrespective of shekaran ku nawa aure da soyayya, you're not always going to be in love. Of course. But if that person is kind, even when kuke fada, even when there is conflict, that person is going to treat you with kindness. Kin gane? But when you marry somebody, oh ni aka ce miki wannan mutumin baya da kirki, baya da mutunci, baya kyautata mutane, amma ni his head over heels duk abin da nake so yana min. Yana miki yanzu because ana cikin soyayya ne. By the time yaga ya same ki an yi aure ko kin tsufa kin haifa yaya daya biyu uku, you're no more attractive, bai da abin da zai, he will start treating you the same way he's treating those people. So rashin kindness, most important in aure, marry somebody that is very kind.
So you mean idan ba ta san shi but he's kind, she should consider?
And so thing is important gaskiya.
So kisoshi, and marry he should be kind as well.
Kema kuma you have to be kind. Empathy. Don't marry people that don't have empathy.
Okay, so that ake auren hadi din nan, that you don't necessarily love somebody. Kawai dai kina ganin kaman to zai kula da ni. Is that also a red flag? Because you can't really say what the man is or how the man is. You can't really.
The reality is with aure ba sai ka shiga zaka gani, but there are some traits shine red flag din da ake faɗa ko to idan kika ga character in mutum is good ko in ce daban da kindness din tsoron Allah ma kin gane abin da nake nufi, akwai wanda zaki ga ya riga ya san cewa Allah ya daura mishi haƙi, aurenki amana ne Allah ya bashi. Even if kuna faɗa, as long as you're his wife, he's going to treat you right. Saboda hakin da Allah ya bashi. Kin gane abin da nake nufi. So amma ni I don't advise mata su auren wanda ba sa so. You don't have to be head over heels and be crazy ko kin gane, but dai ya zama kai ma kana son mutum, you're attracted to that person, because in all honesty auren ma hakurin shi ma so ne yake kawo hakuri. You can't, ba za ku zo na da mutum ba.
Yes, if you don't love, ba za ma ka iya wannan.
There's going to be like, you, especially kin zo ya zo, kowa ya zo da background din shi daban, za ku dan samu clashes, but wannan son shi yake bada hakuri. Shi ke sa ku yi haƙuri da juna, ku you listen to that person. In yayi abu ko da abu bai miki daidai ba, za ki ba mu abun ma'ana, ki bashi like a reason, ki bashi excuses, kin gane. Amma an babu sannan, you always interpret abubuwa the other way.
By the way, I think she's 15 years married, right?
No, 13.
13. Yes. Because when she's saying, she's talking from experience and facts. She's not just 13 years married, 5 kids, for your information. So ba akwai kina surutu bane. 15 years in this me aka ce aure bautan ubangiji, this ABU. No be small matter.
No be today.
I'm telling you. So tell them, okay, kin ce number 1, kindness is a green flag. So let's say that's a green flag and she gave you 1 red flag again, control. What other green flag should they look for?
Like I said, empathy.
Empathy.
Because it's all part of kindness, but empathy. Mutum mai tausayi wanda like yana ba wai sai abu ya faru da shi ba, yana ganin ya abu ya affecting mutane, kai ma ka tausaya ma mutane. Kindness daban, tausayi daban ko?
Okay.
Kindness shine kirki, tausayi.
Tausayi
is empathy, right?
But can you be empathic without being kind? I don't think
no,
you
they
can.
go hand in hand, but then wayansu can be
They can be kind, but not necessarily.
Empathy, because you can be kind, but empathy is shine kai empathizing the situation and the wani yake ciki. Kin gane? Kamar maybe akwai wata mata yanzu ta haihu ko kuma ciki yana bata wahala. Sai wani ya ce miki to ai kowace mace ma tana wahala. Babu wannan tausayin, Allah sarki ciki kam abu ne da jarabawa Allah amma kuma zai siya mata komai, amma kuma ba zai tausaya mata ba. Kin gane?
Kin gane abin da kika fara ciki ba.
Ciki ne
kowa ma yana ciki ai. Na gane. That actually
babu wannan a lallaba ki, a duba ki, in kin yi amai na a dan share maki, a rike ki. Kin gane duk babu.
How many marriages, or rather how many Hausa men, they don't even have the time. Let's say that's one. Gaskiya wai da zaki zauna kina laulayi ya zauna da ke yana wani kin gane kula da ke da me.
Because they don't want to make time. It's not like they don't have time. If a cikin throughout the day you only have 1 hour, a cikin 1 hour din kai me kai? Me input ɗinka a ciki? Matanka ta kwanta ta ce ta gaji. Barin aiko wani ya zo ya kula da ita. Ai shikenan. Babu damuwa.
Wani fa sai kin yi abinci, kina aman nan sai kin tuka tuwo kin daka sakwara. That's what she means by empathy. Like you should be empathic to your situation. Kuma most times that counts when you get pregnant. Then by ko kuma baki da lafiya. That's when that's when an empathic man actually is very important, because ba kullum bane zaka zama you're healthy. You get pregnant, that's when it counts. You fall ill, that's when it counts. So not necessarily kind, the man should also be empathic. So tell me one huge red flag.
Huge. I'm always with that control. That's my own gaskiya. Most important. Sannan akwai wanda bai san ci gaban ka.
How do you know that too? I wonder, you can never know sai ka aure mutum.
Sai ka aure, amma dai zaki iya jin mutum ya ce ni matana irrespective of
akwai wanda na sani ya ce matar shi ta kudi amma ka ta taba fina kudi. He said that to me.
Ba said it to me. To she is because of control. It's all control. She maybe yana ganin kamar idan ta yi kudi ta fishi.
Zata bokare.
Zata amma ni abinda like nake tunani abinda ce akwai wanda ba sa son ci gaban ki. Duk abinda zai sa ki zama wani abu kamar dai ka tafi shi din ne kai ya zama dai they always want you to be under them, or it's rashin ci gaba ma, it all boils down to control.
How do you know wannan mutumin baya son ci gaba na? This is before you marry. If you marry him, it's easy. He can just tell you, oh, don't go this, don't do this, don't do this. Ni ba na son kina kasuwanci kaza kaza. Don't use WhatsApp, because most people actually have their businesses on WhatsApp. Kaki WhatsApp, kaki kaza. How do you know kafin ki aure shi?
Imagine like
this man is
your partner ko ya san cewa you're a career person ko you have passion for something. I must say, irrespective, koda actually you've had passion for that thing for years. This is where you're focused on. This is what you imagined yourself to be in the future. Maybe in the next 10 years, you want to have like maybe like an NGO because you want to touch lives. Ko maybe you're in the medical line. Kin gane because kina so ki dealing da yara marasa lafiya. Kin ga this is not about money, but it's about self growth, personal growth ko. To zai iya cewa ni matana in aka yi aure ba za ta ƙara fita ba za ta interacting da mutane ba, sai dai in duk abin da na baki iyakanki na miki iyaka, irrespective of how much passion you have. That person is trying to keep you humble and stunt your growth. Kin gani, it's a red flag. To sometimes that's the guy an yi aure ba za ta ci gaba da abin da ke yi ba.
Actually there are a lot of women ma that are like this. Tun daga farko ma zai gaya miki ai idan na aure ki ba za probably ba za ki business din nan ba. Or idan ma ke likita ce, wasu actually work and then they tell them no, you cannot be a doctor anymore. I don't actually even see a harm.
Kuma the thing is I'm not even saying every man should even like a career woman. My own is, if you want a career woman, if you don't want a career woman, pursue the one that is not a career woman. Why would you pursue somebody that is ambitious and a career person and then try to like...
What if you fall in love with the woman that is not the career woman in the
But what
beginning?
kind of love is that you want to stunt somebody and keep that person beneath? You don't want that person to grow.
That's true.
Another red flag. If the person doesn't have a mind of his own, if it's somebody that has to consult other people before making a decision, like sometimes he will say, oh, it's fine. If you say, I want to do this, and he'll be like, I'm fine with it, then later on he'll now come and say, why did you do this? This person said this, this person said this, you should have not done this. That person cannot make their own decision. After you get married,
stand by it.
Yes. That person is indecisive. You guys are going to face so many problems. And then the person that likes going to, there's something called Majalisa, and then his decision are governed by those opinions of those people on the majalisa.
Come on, a parliament now under the mango tree.
You and that person. It means you and your husband, when you marry that person, you cannot make your own decision alone.
But don't you think like
there's going
most
to be
men
like a
have
lot of
people
third
that they
parties?
trust?
But it's not
and
like
then they discuss.
You can
some
trust.
issues.
There's a difference between, but it's not every small issue you must involve other people. There's no point involving third party in your marriage unless if that thing is very, very important and you guys cannot make decisions.
Let me give you one simple example. Akwani labari da na taba ji. Wata mata mijinta suna zuwa like before they were, you know, comfortable. Suna zuwa su je su auna shinkafa. So da ya je majalisa sai yake ce wallahi sun je sun siyo shinkafa mudu kaza ne. Say one of the friends was like, kai kana siyan shinkafan that cost? Ka je mana ka siya mata wanda za ta dinga tsince
tsakwa. Kin gani ko? Red flag. Something
and
as
that
small
was
as
what
shinkafa.
happened. This man, since from that day aka daina siyan na bature aka koma ana siyan wanda ake
kuma kin gani the worst is they are even giving him worse advice because he's downgrading the level
of
food they are used to eating. Now they are getting something lower and it's not like he cannot afford that rice, right?
Yes, he can definitely afford because I da ana siya.
Yes, this is why that
majalisa.
If I'm not saying don't do majalisa at all, but if that person follows that majalisa religiously,
there is nothing good that comes from majalisa. Ni ma dai am against.
Yes.
I feel like you pick up bad habits. So ki duba ki ga idan gaskiya mai zuwa majalisa ne
kuma religiously because when su kullum fa sai sun answer attendance a majalisan nan kullum sai sun je in ranar da basu je ba za su ji dadi ba kin gani that means those people are telling him how to live his life
and he will not probably even have time for you.
Yes,
because he's always going to majalisa
because after work that's where he's going. And then you stay up waiting for him. By the time he comes home, you're already feeling sleepy. There's nothing like you and him gisting and talking about other things.
Allah this
I
hope people are learning all these lessons. Now she's going to tell us one thing that she values the most in her life. What is it?
In my life or
in your life? In your life, what
my
do you
family.
value the most?
My family.
No, character traits, but not like family,
loyalty and honesty.
Okay,
it's very important.
What is loyalty?
I can't. It can't even be one thing, right? Discipline is also important, right?
Okay. Okay. So discipline, loyalty against common friends, you know. You want a friend who is loyal, like a family, and a spouse who is loyal.
Yes.
And then honest, because I don't think you can be loyal without being honest. Or rather, they are mutually inclusive.
Because you cannot. How can you trust somebody that is not loyal to you and not honest, right? True. So that comes down to everything, and then trust.
Understood. So now, final question before we roll out. What is one thing you wish you knew before you got married? One thing.
That marriage is not as bad as people
everybody
play it. Yes.
It
it's actually to me, personally, it's easier than I thought. It's not as bad as what we see on social media. Just marry your own person.
Marry
your own person. Marry your
my
own
marriage
person.
is not as difficult as I thought it would be based on abubuwan da mutane suke ta cewa. So when you now married, you realize that it's so easy. That means your husband is actually easy to love, to care for, to
Yes.
Most people don't have that opportunity. I think they don't have that kind of
a
situation.
Yes.
But if you marry your person, like she said,
marry your own person,
you have an easy marriage. Inshallah. So see you on the next episode. Bye.
Yeah.